At 5:47 a.m. on August 8, 1941, 24-year-old Lyudmila Pavlichenko crouched behind a stack of rubble in Beleleka, Ukraine, watching a German sniper prepared to kill the Soviet soldier, hiding 40 meters to her left. History student, 4 months in the Red Army, 0 confirmed kills, 309 to go. The Wehrmacht had sent 3 full divisions to take Odessa, 150,000 German soldiers advancing. Soviet forces were outnumbered 3-1, and Lyudmila had just volunteered to become a sniper in a unit that was losing soldiers faster than they could train them. She'd been on the front lines for 6 hours. No sleep, no food, just her Mosin Nagant rifle, 40 rounds of ammunition, and a death wish wrapped in patriotic fury. Her university in Kiev had been bombed 11 days earlier, 73 students killed. Her professor, Dr. Anatoly Vyulov, buried under the rubble for 2 hours before they pulled his body out. Her best friend Natasha died in the library. Fire consumed the building. Natasha couldn't get out. Lyudmila had enlisted the next morning. The recruiting officer told her to become a nurse. Women belonged in medical units, not infantry. Lyudmila told him she'd been shooting since she was 14. Marksman scores in youth shooting club, top tier in regional competitions. The officer laughed, said shooting targets wasn't combat. Combat was blood, screams, death. Women couldn't handle it. Lyudmila told him to test her. The officer gave her a rifle pointed at a fence post 100 meters away. She put 5 rounds through the center. The officer stopped laughing. She was assigned to the 25th Rifle Division as a sniper. That was 4 months ago. Now she was in Ukraine watching Germans kill her comrades, and she hadn't taken her first shot yet. The German sniper was 280 meters away, positioned behind a destroyed farmhouse wall. Lyudmila could see his helmet through a crack in the masonry. He was tracking the Soviet soldier, waiting for him to move. The Soviet soldier was Sergeant Dmitry Kravchenko, 32 years old, married, 2 children. Lyudmila had met him yesterday. He'd shared his bread with her when she hadn't eaten in 18 hours. Now he was about to die because he didn't know a German was aiming at him. Lyudmila raised her rifle. Her hands were steady. Her breathing was controlled. Her instructor's voice echoed in her head. Don't think about killing, think about solving a problem. Distance, wind, target movement, it's mathematics, not murder. 280 meters light crosswind from the west, target stationary. She adjusted for windage, settled the crosshairs on the crack where the German's helmet showed. Her finger touched the trigger. This was the moment that would define everything. Either she could kill or she couldn't. Either she was a soldier or she was a student pretending to be one. She squeezed. The Mosin Nagant kicked against her shoulder. The sound cracked across the battlefield. Through her scope, she saw the German's helmet jerk backward, then disappear. Kravchenko looked around, confused, didn't know what had just happened. Lyudmila chambered another round, scanned for threats. Nothing moved. She just killed her first German soldier, felt nothing. No guilt, no satisfaction, just the immediate question, where's the next one? That was August 8, 1941. By May 1942, Lyudmila Pavlichenko would have 309 confirmed kills, including 36 enemy snipers. She would become the deadliest female sniper in history. And the crazy trick that made it possible was something Soviet doctrine explicitly forbade. She used herself as bait. If this story is pulling you in, hit that like button right now. It tells YouTube to share this with more people who care about these forgotten heroes. And subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. These stories matter. The people who lived them deserve to be remembered. You're part of making that happen. The first sniper Lyudmila lost was Lieutenant Anna Morozova. August 19, 1941. Morozova had been a sniper for 8 months. 47 confirmed kills. Experienced, smart, by the book. Soviet sniper doctrine was clear. Never expose your position. Find concealment. Take your shot. Move immediately to a secondary position. Never stay in one place more than 30 minutes. Never fire more than 3 shots from the same location. Never engage unless you have a clean exit route. Morozova followed every rule. She positioned herself in a bombed-out apartment building, 3rd floor. Excellent sightlines. 2 exit routes planned. She engaged a German machine gun crew at 320 meters, 1 shot, 1 kill. moved to her secondary position on the second floor, waited 20 minutes, engaged a German officer at 280 m clean kill, started moving to her tertiary position on the ground floor. A German sniper shot her through the stairwell window, single shot to the chest. She died before the medics arrived. The German sniper had been tracking her, watched her first shot, predicted her movement pattern, positioned himself to intercept. Morozova never saw him. She followed doctrine perfectly and died anyway. Lyudmila was in the same building one floor below. She heard the shot, heard Morozova fall, heard the Germans laughing. They knew they'd killed a Soviet sniper. The German who killed Morozova was Hans Becker, Wehrmacht sniper, 89 confirmed kills, specialist in counter-sniper operations. He hunted Soviet snipers like Luda hunted German soldiers. Becker's pattern was consistent. He waited for Soviet snipers to engage, tracked their positions, anticipated their movements, killed them when they relocated. Soviet doctrine made his job easier. If you followed the rules, you were predictable. If you were predictable, you were dead. The second sniper looter lost was Corporal Viktor Stepanov. August 27th. Stepanov was 19 years old, sniper for 6 weeks, 11 confirmed kills. Good kid, eager to prove himself. He'd set up in a drainage ditch 400 m from German lines. Perfect concealment, good sight lines, textbook positioning. He engaged a German patrol at dawn. 2 shots, 2 kills. Germans scattered, took cover. Stepanov followed doctrine. He stayed low, waited 15 minutes, prepared to move to his secondary position. A German artillery shell landed directly in his ditch. Obliteration kill. Nothing left to bury. The Germans had called in artillery based on where they thought the sniper was hiding. Standard counter-sniper tactic. Observe the shot, estimate position, saturate the area with explosives. Stepanov's concealment was perfect. His shot placement was excellent. His adherence to doctrine was flawless. He died anyway because the Germans knew exactly how Soviet snipers operated. By September, Lyudmila had watched 7 snipers die. Every single one followed doctrine. Every single one died because they were predictable. German counter-sniper units were too good. They knew Soviet tactics. They knew Soviet positioning. They knew Soviet movement patterns. Fighting by the book meant dying by the book. Lyudmila studied how each engagement developed. Same pattern. Soviet sniper takes position, engages target. Germans triangulate the shot. Counter-sniper or artillery responds. Soviet sniper dies or retreats. The problem wasn't marksmanship. Soviet snipers could shoot. The problem was that they fought defensively, waited for targets, took shots when opportunities appeared, followed doctrine, never initiated, never controlled the engagement, never made the Germans react to them. German snipers, especially the experienced ones like Becker, hunted actively. They didn't wait for targets, they created them. They forced Soviet snipers to expose themselves, then killed them. Lyudmila needed to reverse that dynamic. Stop being prey, become predator, but Soviet doctrine was explicit. Concealment is survival, exposure is death. Never compromise your position. Never give the enemy a target. The doctrine made sense in theory. In practice, it was a death sentence. German counter-snipers were too skilled. They could find you even when you were perfectly concealed. Lyudmila decided to do something completely illegal. She would expose herself deliberately, make herself visible, draw fire, then kill whoever shot at her. It was insane. It violated every principle of sniper warfare. It would probably get her killed. But 7 snipers were dead, and Lyudmila refused to be the 8th. The trick required precision timing, perfect positioning, and absolute nerve. Lyudmila would set up 2 nests, not one, primary and secondary, but only 4-6 m apart. Close enough that she could move between them in under 3 seconds. She'd place a decoy in the primary nest, a helmet on a stick, a spare sleeve stuffed with straw, anything that looked like a person from 300 m away. She'd hide in the secondary nest watching. When a German sniper shot at the decoy, muzzle flash would give away their position. Lyudmila would have 2-4 seconds before they realized the decoy was fake. In those seconds, she'd acquire the target, aim, fire 1 shot. If she missed, the German would know her real position. She'd be dead. If she hit, she'd move immediately, reset the trap, do it again. The plan was suicidal. Soviet command would court-martial her if they found out. Exposing a position deliberately, even a fake one, was tactical insanity. But Lyudmila had watched too many friends die following doctrine. She tested the technique on September 3, 1941. Early morning, German lines were 340 m away. She set up in a ruined cellar near the front line. Two shooting positions, one with a helmet propped on debris, positioned to look like a sniper observing German positions. She waited in the secondary position 5 m to the right, completely concealed. Her rifle was aimed at the area where a German counter-sniper would most likely position himself. 45 minutes passed. Nothing moved. Lyudmila's muscles ached from staying motionless. Her eyes watered from staring through the scope. Insects crawled across her hands. She didn't move. At 6:17 a.m., a shot cracked across no man's land. The helmet in her primary nest jerked backward. Someone had taken the bait. Lyudmila scanned the German lines. There, 320 m away, a muzzle flash, a figure shifting position behind a brick wall. She had 3 seconds. Her crosshairs settled on the figure. She couldn't see details, just a shape. She fired. The figure dropped. Them didn't wait to confirm. She abandoned both positions, moved 40 m west, set up in a different building. Through her scope, she watched the brick wall where the German had been. 2 German soldiers appeared dragging a body. Confirmed kill. The technique worked. Over the next 6 weeks, Lyudmila refined the method. She learned exactly how long to wait, how to position decoys, how to predict where German snipers would set up. She studied their patterns obsessively. German snipers preferred elevated positions. They liked to shoot from buildings' second or third floor. They avoided ground-level hides because Soviet artillery targeted those first. They positioned themselves with the sun at their backs when possible. They rarely changed positions during daylight. Lyudmila used all of this. She set her decoys to be visible from elevated German positions. She timed her operations for when the sun would be in German snipers' eyes, not hers. She built her secondary nests at ground level where Germans wouldn't expect her. She treated every engagement like a chess match. The decoy was her opening move. The German's shot was their response. Her kill shot was checkmate. By October, Lyudmila had 78 confirmed kills. 22 of them were German snipers. Word spread through Soviet units. The woman sniper who hunted the hunters.